Welcome, future digital defenders. We're booting up a special explainer for a really cool mission today. And look, forget everything you think you know about boring assignments. This is your official training to become a cybersecurity game designer. So, let's press start.
So, here's our mission briefing for today. We'll kick things off with the main objective, then you'll get to choose your specialization. After that, we'll get into your strategy guide and the controller code before we tackle the final quest and, of course, talk about what it takes to get that high score.
All right, let's get right into it. Your main mission, should you choose to accept it, is to design and code a complete arcade game using MakeCode Arcade. But here's the twist. This isn't just any game. It's got a purpose. It actually needs to teach players a real-world cybersecurity concept.
So really, here's what it all boils down to. You're not just the coder, you're the designer and the teacher. Your big challenge is to take a pretty complex idea, something like phishing or malware, and break it down into something that's simple, fun, and understandable, all within a few minutes of retro-style gameplay. You're literally making learning into a game.
Okay, every great game starts with a choice, right? Well, this is yours. You need to choose your character class, which really means picking one of 4 specialized missions. Each one is totally different, it's got its own game style, and focuses on a different cyber threat.
First up, you could become the Inbox Inspector. If you pick this mission, you're going to build a collector game. Imagine something like Pac-Man, but instead of chasing dots, you're grabbing good emails and trying to dodge those sneaky phishing links that are out to steal your info. Your best weapon here? Your own awareness.
Or maybe you're more of a password runner. This one's a chase game. You play as a little piece of data, and guess what? A hacker is chasing you down. Your only defense is a countdown timer that shows how strong your encryption is. The whole point is to see if you can last long enough for that timer to run out. It's intense.
Now, if you want a bit more action, Mission 3, Virus Blaster, might be for you. This is your classic shooter, kind of like Space Invaders. You are the firewall, and your job is to blast away all the incoming malware and viruses before they can break through and infect your system. And last but not least, we've got Packet Path. This mission is perfect for the explorers out there. It's a maze or platformer game where you have to guide a data packet through a super complex network. You've got to find the safe path while avoiding all the blocked ports and traps. Think of it like a digital labyrinth.
So, once you've picked your mission, you're going to need a plan. That's where Part A, your assessment portfolio, comes in. But please, don't think of this as boring paperwork. This is your official strategy guide. It's the developer's Bible for the awesome game you're about to create.
The first thing you'll put in that strategy guide is your pseudocode. Now, don't let the name scare you. This is basically just writing out the cheat codes for your game. It's the step-by-step logic, but in plain English. Stuff like, if the player sprite touches an enemy sprite, then the player loses a life. Super simple, super clear.
Next up, you need a map for your game. And that's exactly what a flowchart is. It's like a level map that shows the entire journey, from the moment a player hits start all the way to every single win or lose screen. You'll use some standard symbols to draw it all out, giving you this perfect visual of how your game actually works.
Every game developer keeps a diary of their progress, and your logbook is exactly that. This is where you'll track your training missions, all those weekly tutorials. You'll just paste in dated screenshots to show what you've done, and you'll jot down notes from when your friends playtest your game. It's basically the story of how your game came to be.
And finally, you get to be the lore master. In your cybersecurity analysis, you explain the deeper meaning behind your game. What's the trigger, like touching a virus? What's the effect, like losing health? And the most important part, what's the big lesson that the player is supposed to learn from all of it? Okay, your strategy guide is done. Now it's time for the main event, actually coding the game. This is part B, where you jump into MakeCode Arcade and bring your entire design to life. You're building the controller, the engine, the whole world. A truly great game is built on a solid engine, right? So first, your main game mechanic has to work. No bugs. The game needs to have some randomness, so it's not the same boring thing every time. Your cyber lesson needs to be super obvious, with instant feedback. And of course, you need a clean user interface, good sound effects, and just a little bit of your own creative magic.
Let's talk about the user interface for a second, because this is what makes a game fun instead of just frustrating. A bad design just throws you into the action with no rules, but a good design, it welcomes you with a title screen, gives you clear instructions, and gives you instant feedback so you always know exactly what's going on.
So you've been doing all these training missions, right? Those weekly tutorials where you've been learning all the key skills? Well, now it's time for the capstone quest, putting it all together to build your final, polished game.
And listen up, because this is probably the biggest secret of the entire assignment. You are not starting from scratch. Seriously. About 80% of the code you need, you've already written it in your tutorials. This checklist right here tells you exactly which lesson has the code for your mission. Just go find it, tweak it, and build on top of it. It's a huge head start.
Finally, let's talk about what victory really looks like. I mean, just completing the mission is one thing, but getting that high score is something else entirely. This isn't just about checking off boxes. It's about creating a high-quality, polished, and really effective game.
So what does a truly legendary project look like? Well, the code is precise. It works perfectly. The flowchart uses all the right symbols and maps out everything. The cyber analysis is deep and insightful. The game's lesson is crystal clear with amazing feedback. The UI is professional with a proper menu and instructions. And most importantly, you've put your own stamp on it with original ideas and extra features.
And that's the full briefing. You've got your objective, you've got your character classes to choose from, and you know how to build your strategy guide. So the only question left is, Defender, are you ready to code?